Alright, welcome back to SnowRunner. I have all of these logs prepped for these timber for the locals jobs. So we're gonna do this first one. I did have this truck angled that way because I was just gonna go through this gateway, but this is the gateway that's furthest away from the destination. So I think this path is just, a little easier. Not that the other path is hard by any means, but this is just much simpler. It's pretty much just a path the whole way through. So we're just gonna do this and then come out here, and then when we get to the other side, it's pretty quick drop-offs. So this load right here is 2 short logs. We do have the wheel right now, so we're playing with the wheel. This is just my normal, please don't get stuck, please don't get stuck. Yeah, this trailer is from Olsom's trailer pack. It is a 2-slot short log semi-trailer. It's definitely nice. I have another trailer pack enabled right now too that can hold 3 short logs on one semi-trailer, so you'll see that here in a bit. But for now, let's get these done. And then I also have the seismic vibrator truck ready to go. It is parked over here somewhere. It's got fuel. We should be good to go. Should be able to hit all those spots, and then if we can get all this done, that's going to be this episode. And then the next episode, hopefully we can get all the water stuff done. I probably will do the same kind of situation. I will try to prep everything so I have all the trucks that I'm using for delivering water, and we will get that all completed in one final episode. That's the goal. So we'll see how it goes. We'll also see how this recording session goes, because this is during the day. So my youngest is napping, my oldest is at school, but he has a runny nose, so he's been coughing and whatnot. So this may end up just being entirely moot, and we'll just have to pick this up later, but we'll see. It will be slightly upsetting if he wakes up, because I drug my wheel all the way upstairs and set it up for pretty much no reason. Because I can't record while he's awake. Definitely not with my wheel. He will be constantly messing with it. I think he is awake, but he's quiet right now, so I'm just going to let him be. I have also, I don't know if I've mentioned this in a SnowRunner video, I think I have, but maybe not. I've been having issues with my microphone, especially when I'm recording with my wheel, because I have to set it in a different position, and whenever I do that, for some reason the cord, like, it won't let my microphone stay connected. And I was using the cord that came with the microphone, and I was doing a lot of research, because it's apparently a common problem with blue microphones, especially the Yetis. And the cord that comes with it is apparently just really bad, and they don't recommend using it. Like, not Logitech or Blue, whoever makes the microphone, not them. Obviously they're packaging a shitty cord and expecting you to use it, but just other people that have the microphone say that they've got a different cord and it works so much better. And I have both my kids have Amazon Fire tablets, and well, my oldest he's on his second one. He had one originally that had a micro USB charging point or charging port, and now we've gotten him a new one because he's kind of gone, like, that one, the old one was smaller, the new one's bigger, whatever, blah blah blah. But it has USB-C, so we don't have any use for this cable, and it's a little bit shorter than the one that came with it, but it's fine because I use an extension anyway. But it works really well, so I'm not having any problems anymore. I'm pretty happy about that. Alright, yeah, he is definitely awake. That's frustrating. I'm gonna see how much I can get done. I'm sorry if you hear any noises from him. I promise that's not normal for my videos. I usually do not have any issues with him sleeping and whatever else. So again, I apologize if you hear him at all. You probably will if he starts making noises and rolling around in his bed, whatever. So we'll see how much we can get done. If he really starts to be disruptive and I know the microphone's picking it up, then I'll just take a break and I'll finish this later tonight when he's in bed, actually sleeping. Because that he doesn't seem to have any problem with. Like nighttime sleeping, he seems to be okay. But nap times, when he's like got a runny nose and a cough, he just struggles. So, and his room's dark. He has curtains in his room, so it's not like it's the daylight or anything. But yeah, he's definitely awake. He's literally like, I can see him. I have a camera. He's sitting up. That's frustrating. I really wanted to try to get this done so that later tonight I can record Cyberpunk, because I'm thinking about just finishing that, like finishing the story of it and just ending it, and I'll just finish off the trophies on my own. Because it is going to have a little bit of cleanup. I have to do like all the side jobs and everything as well, and there's just, you know, there's not a whole lot of trophies to the DLC, but there's definitely some extra stuff we're going to have to do, and there's like a couple different endings, so we have to do all of those as well, which I have a save to where like the point of no return is, so it's fine. Like I can just go back to that save and do the other endings, but it's still just gonna take, you know, time doing all that. So I don't know. I haven't really decided what I'm gonna do yet. We'll see. I'll get as many trophies as I can, and then if there's only like, if I really only have like a trophy to finish all the side jobs or whatever, then I'll probably just end it and just do that on my own. That way we can start playing like Spider-Man, because I really want to play Spider-Man. I have been working on Origins, Assassin's Creed, and it's definitely different, as I've said before, from all the previous titles, especially since I've been playing them in release order. Like seeing the progression of the game, or of the franchise over the years, has definitely been interesting, because they've gone certain ways and then they've like backtracked, and then like Origins is really, aside from Unity, Origins is like the furthest they've really gone with the combat. They really changed the combat. In Unity, it's much more Souls-like combat, not nearly as difficult as Souls combat, but you can definitely make it difficult if you turn the difficulty up, because it does have difficulty level or difficulty settings now. But it's just also strange, because this is like the first one where there's like absolutely no oh, I went to the, damn it, I was not paying attention. Shit, that's such a waste of time. There's sometimes when like I wish I was like live streaming and you all could just yell at me and be like, dude, you're going the wrong way. But nevertheless, this is my own stupidity, and I'm talking and not paying attention to the job. But yeah, this is like the first one where there is still collectibles. Oh, this freaking crane gets stuck. What the heck? Why is it still doing this? It was fine before. Oh, come on. There we go. I had that happen before, and all I did was move the crane like that, and then it was fine. Alright, just got myself out of that with the controller. But yeah, this is like the first game where there's not just like chests scattered around everywhere, and like there's just a bunch of locations that you have to discover and then go to, and then you usually have like, you know, anywhere from like 1 to 4 chests in them, which I guess is fine. It's definitely not as crazy as like, you know, all the past games where you have like hundreds and hundreds of chests to open. But they definitely backtrack from that, because Valhalla has chests everywhere. Valhalla has the most collectibles ever in a game, in an Assassin's Creed game, as far as I know. I think there's like 1,400 total over all of like the DLC and everything. But anyway, I don't know about Odyssey. Odyssey I've never played at all. Odyssey is like one of the only Assassin's Creeds that I just never touched when it came out. Like all the other ones, well, other than like Assassin's Creed 3, Freedom Cry, Liberation, I didn't ever play any of those either. But like I had played Black Flag, just never finished it. I had played Unity, never finished it. I had played Syndicate, never finished it. So having gone through and completed all those and getting the platinums, you know, it's makes me happy, because that's obviously our goal, to get all the platinums for all Assassin's Creeds, except for the first, obviously, because the first one did not have trophies when it was ported over to PlayStation, and there's not really any way for me to play it anyway. I do still have a PS3, but I don't have a copy of Assassin's Creed, so there's no real way for me to play it, and I don't think you can, well, maybe you can. I don't know if you can download it from the store or online, but I don't have any desire to really play it, because there's no trophies, so there's no real point. And I have played it in the past and like 100% completed it, just obviously there's no trophies to collect, so I don't really have any proof of that, but I have played it before. Not on this account, on my old account, my old PSN account. Back before they allowed name changes, I made a new PSN account because I didn't like my name and I wanted to change it. I kind of just grew out of the name, and you know how things go. But that was before you could change it. The PS4 came out, I got a PS4, and I didn't want that name anymore, so I just decided, new console, I'd make a new name, so that's what I did. And this has been my name now for, well, actually I created this name for a game called RuneScape, back when RuneScape finally released name changes, because that was a similar situation. I had a name on RuneScape that I did not really like. I kind of outgrew it, and so I decided to change it, and this is the name I made. I came up with it. I really combined like two things, two like fantasy names together, and that's how I came up with it. I've had people ask, like, send me messages if I'm like from Azerbaijan, like the country, which I understand like why they would think that, but I'm not. I am 100% American, born in America. I have American parents. Like, you know, there's literally no correlation to the country. Oops. I think we want the Mastodon now. I can hear him, but I don't know that it's coming through on the microphone. Again, if it is, I'm sorry, but I'm really trying to just get this recorded. Okay, so yeah, the long logs. I think we're going to do the same thing, although turning around with this is going to be kind of a pain in the ass. Because this is the Mastodon. So it already has a pretty bad turning radius, and I have this freaking trailer on here. So it's going to be pretty hard, but we should be able to weasel it around. Just don't dump it, that's all. I do have a crane, but I really don't want to have to use it. Okay. Now this is going to be a little sketchy because these trailers are not exactly the most stable. I believe this one's an Olsom's trailer as well. No, this is the other trailer pack that I have. I have 2 different trailer packs, and the reason being for that is because back when my son would play this, when he would just join my game on his Switch, because I have like a second save file that I would just play on while I wasn't recording, and he would want to play with me, which really just mainly means he drives around in his trucks and follows me and gets lost and then yells for me to come help him. But anyway, the Olsom's trailer pack isn't compatible with the Switch. At least it wasn't back when he used to always join my game. So I had this one, and this still allowed me to do like logging and stuff with decent trailers rather than use the vanilla trailers that I hate. So that's the reason why I have this. I don't usually have it enabled, but for this instance with the log setup and stuff that I needed, it just made the most sense. Oh, actually, this might be an Olsom's one. I can't really tell. It's hard to tell, and I don't remember because I set this all up. As of recording this yesterday, I set it all up, so yeah. I know that's confusing, but this, I'm not going to go into all of the details, but anyway, I did this like a day or 2 ago, setting up all these logs and having it prepared, so I don't really remember which trailers I used, but the trailer pack that's not Olsom's has red trailers, and I think this trailer's red. It looks red. Yeah, so this is definitely the other trailer pack, which it's just one of the popular trailer packs. If you search for trailers, it's probably on the top couple pages. I don't know what it's called, but it just has logging trailers, really. It does have some other trailers too, but it doesn't have like 4-slot and 6-slot trailers like the Olsom's pack does, which is why I like that pack so much. And the Olsom's trailers has decent log trailers, but the reason why I did this one was because it has a trailer that can carry 3 loads of small logs. So that's just nice. And the Olsom's only has 2. It only has one that can hold 2 loads. Jesus. So, am I going the right way? I really don't want to make a wrong turn. Yes, we're fine. I really don't want to flip over either, so let's please not do that. Once I deliver these long logs, I'm just going to delete this trailer, and then we'll take these medium logs to wherever they need to go, and then we just have the one other truck with the small logs, or short logs, whatever, to deliver, and then we'll have the seismic vibrator to do. That's what I'm trying to get done here. As I said, hopefully we can get it all done. Hopefully my child stays quiet in his bed, and yeah. He's fine in there. He's just laying in his bed, but he's not sleeping for sure, so. But it's nap time, so he can stay in there until I'm done. It's kind of the plan. If you have kids, you understand. I know you do. And honestly, if he really wanted to get up, he can totally get out of his own bed and come out of his room on his own. So. And he knows that, so it's not like he's stuck in there by any means. almost used the Kenworth for one of these loads, and I'm glad I didn't, because this Mastodon is slow enough. Yeah, he's starting to make a lot of noise now. Damn it. I knew this was going to happen. I shouldn't have even really tried it, but I just figured maybe I'd get lucky. But that's alright. There's the Tega with the seismic vibrator. Hopefully we don't have any issues when we spawn in here, because it did give me a warning. Yeah. Alright, so now this one I need to go down that road. And then once we get there and drop this off, we'll just delete this trailer. And I don't know where this other load has this I have medium logs on the back of the truck. They have to go somewhere. Not exactly sure where, but one of the other houses, obviously. I'm doing pretty good on time, though. I think it's totally realistic to get all this done in this episode. May even get it done before it's an hour. Also, I'm 10 subscribers away from 500, which I know doesn't mean a whole lot, but you know, it's 500. It's pretty cool. So if you're not subscribed and you're still watching and you like my video, then please subscribe. It helps me out, and you know, definitely the majority of my subs are coming from my SnowRunner videos, so SnowRunner is always going to be a constant on this channel, so don't fear that. I will always have some kind of SnowRunner content on the channel. I've even considered doing MudRunner, because I believe MudRunner has trophies, and I've never played MudRunner. I know it's very basic compared to SnowRunner, but let me just put a thing here so I don't drive fast. But I've never played it, so I've thought about it. It's definitely something I want to do. And then obviously whenever Expeditions comes out, I'm definitely going to play that. So if that interests you and you like my voice, maybe, I don't know, just subscribe, leave a like, comment, tell me what you hated, tell me what you liked. I don't care. I usually play with a wheel, but I don't always, so just, you know, keep that in mind too. Sometimes it's just a pain to set up, and I have kids and a wife, and I don't really have like a set, you know, place to record or anything. Like, I'm literally just sitting in front of my living room TV doing this, because that's where my PlayStation is, and I use my PlayStation to record for now. So until that changes, I can't just leave my wheel sit in the living room, because obviously it's just takes up a lot of space. It's heavy. I have small kids. If it gets knocked over, it could hurt one of them. You know, it's, you know. So I always have to like drag it back down my steps into my basement, and it's just a pain, because I have it on a GT Omega like metal stand, and it's heavy. So like the whole entire setup probably weighs 50 pounds at least. and lugging that up the stairs. And it's also just really awkward to carry up the stairs because it's, you know, it's large, and my house is kind of old. I mean, it was built in like the late 60s. So like, you know, the basement steps are kind of tight. Like it's not exactly the most ideal situation, but we make it work. So, you know, sometimes if I don't feel like using or setting up my wheel and all that business, then I don't, and I just play with the controller. Obviously, for the past 2-3 months, we haven't been able to play with the wheel at all because they were broken on PlayStation. At least Logitech wheels were. So now that they're fixed, I've been using my wheel a lot more. And if I am using my wheel, you will see a Logitech wheel on the thumbnail in the bottom right corner. And the episode will typically be about an hour long. So that's your tell if it's a wheel episode or not. If it's not, it won't have the wheel in the thumbnail, and it will probably only be 30 minutes. But that's not a guarantee. Just like the previous SnowRunner episode was like 45 minutes, and it was just a controller episode. But I was trying to get some stuff done, and there was no real point in just cutting the episode when I was only like 10 minutes away from delivering this thing to finish a task. So sometimes I do that, and it's a little bit longer than normal. But typically, a controller episode will be about 30 minutes. If I'm using my wheel, it'll be an hour. And the reason for that is just because, like I said, it's a pain to set my wheel up. So I'd rather record for a longer amount of time rather than record for a short amount of time and then have to tear it all down and put it all away. So I hope that makes sense. That's why I do it. And alright, let's see, where do we need to go? I should definitely hit the fuel station. Which house do I need to go to? The third house. So I need to turn the other way. I need to go back that way. But let's get fuel real quick. Alright. I really wish I would have staged all these trucks at the other gateway. It would have made so much more sense to do that. I just, like, the way I did it was I went through this gateway up here, which obviously takes me out at that other gateway, and then I had to drive all the way over to the log station to pick up the logs, and then the other gateway was literally like right there, so I just figured I'll just drive right up there and just park the trucks there. But then it was like, it makes more sense to drive back to the other gateway because it brings me out closest to the destination. So, I don't know, I guess maybe this one doesn't really matter as much. This other truck with the short logs that's left. Because the fourth house is kind of in the middle of this map, so it doesn't really matter. I think I'll probably just go through this gateway and come out at the burned forest area, and then just make my way that way. We need to turn to the warehouse up here and then just follow the road, I think. I don't know, I'll have to check my map for sure. The thing I love the most about the wheel is using the shifter. Like, I love that. It's so much faster to just shift into whatever gear you have mapped to whatever gear. I just like it so much better. Like, shifting in the low plus is as easy as pushing the shifter up to third gear for me. And then automatic, or auto, is just fourth, so I can just bump it back down to fourth. And I always send it back to neutral, because sending it to neutral doesn't trigger anything. So like when I select auto, I'll just put it back into neutral. And then like if I wanted low, all I have to do is just push it straight up to third, and I'm in low plus. So it's kind of cool. I really like it. And even like reverse is 6th gear for me, so it's really easy to pop into reverse. Like when I use my wheel, I always use the actual reverse gear just because it's so easy to shift into it. But if I'm using controller, typically I'll just use auto reverse just because it's just easier. But I mean, I know using reverse is more beneficial, especially on trucks that have like diff lock, because you can still reverse using diff lock if you use the reverse gear, but if you use the auto reverse gear, diff lock turns off. So that's something to keep in mind if you didn't know that. If you're using a truck that has an engageable diff lock, it will shut off if you use auto reverse, but if you use the regular reverse gear, it will stay on and you will not lose diff lock, because the regular reverse gear is treated as a low gear, so it won't turn it off. But for some reason auto isn't. I don't really know why. I don't know if that was like a coding error or what, but it does work that way. Test it out yourself. You'll see I'm telling the truth. That's even in one of my, it's in my Michigan beginner guide video. So if you've watched that and that's how you found my channel, then obviously you've probably already gained that information. But for people out there that have not, there you go. Okay. Perfect. Go back. We need this. And then I'm going to check to see if it really makes any difference to switch gateways. Because if I go through this gateway, it's going to bring me out up here. So then I'll have to come down. Yeah, I think it makes sense to go through the other gateway. I really do. I mean, we're fine on time, so we're just gonna go. We're gonna go through the other gateway because I just prefer this path over that path on the other side of this gateway, because this path is really easy to drive. It's pretty straight. You don't really have to cross really much water at all, and it's just not as windy as the other path. And when you come out over here, you're on asphalt for a good ways, and then we just have to take that short, dirt path past the warehouse, and we'll be at the next house. So, but anyway, as you can see, this has 3 loads of short logs. They clearly aren't the normal length, so it's definitely some mod fuckery here. But like I said, this is the other trailer pack that I have that I don't usually use. It's not even enabled most of the time. But for an instance like this, where I have a thing that needs 3 loads of short logs, this is just the quickest way to do it. So that's why I do it this way. I prefer semi-trailers for logs. They're less tippy, and I just think they're easier to just drive. You don't have any instances. I mean, you can still jackknife, obviously, but it's harder to jackknife with a semi-trailer than it is with just, hitch trailers in this game. Obviously, I know that makes no difference in real life. You can still jackknife a saddle semi-trailer, but in this game, hitch trailers tend to jackknife way faster than semis do, so I'm not really that concerned about that situation. But then just also, just gets three loads done in one trip, so it's so nice. The only thing with these trailers, and I'm sure it still probably works this way, it hasn't happened in a while, but if this truck tipped over a little bit and it unpacked the logs, it looks like they're gonna fall out, but I promise they're not. They're packed. They just don't have any bands or anything. But if if I was to like, you know, tip over a little bit to where it would unpack these logs, it would, and I would repack, I would probably only keep one. Like, it would delete the other 2 loads. And I don't know why it does that. I think it's just an issue with the mod and how SnowRunner works. But, so you don't ever want to unpack anything in these trailers because it will 100% screw you over. You'll have to get new logs. And I believe, and I have the free to logs mod, so it's not an issue there. But I do believe the Olsum's trailers do it too. It's not just this trailer pack. I think it's just a trailer-wide thing that happens. If it's a trailer that holds more than 1 set of logs and it gets unpacked and you repack it, you're only going to get 1 set back. It won't give you the other sets of logs for some reason. I don't know why. It's just how it works. I can tell he wants to get out of his bed, but he's just not. Again, he's being quiet. I've really only heard him like twice, and I don't think the microphone even picked it up. I do have headphones on, but they are open back headphones. Like, they're not noise canceling or anything. Like, if you were sitting beside me, you could probably hear my game, just if you put your ear up to the headphones, because they have the open back. But I don't know. He's not making a whole lot of noise, so I'm not that worried about it. Yes. Oh, there he was. I'm sure the microphone picked that up. He's not being super obnoxious though, so I don't think it's really a big deal. I'm just going to keep going because I would like to get all the things done that I said I want to get done. And his nap time is usually until like between 2 and 2:30. He usually goes to sleep between 12 and 12:30 to 2 and 2:30, so it's like about 2 hours. And he did sleep for like an hour. But I was also, you know, I should have probably recorded during that time, but I didn't. Careful, 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 careful. Don't. No. I knew that was going to happen. I cut that a little close. So that was a little sketchy. Alright. Perfect. Now once we get through here, I am going to map out my route just because I don't want to turn the wrong way. I want to get this. I want to get this delivered as soon as possible. I don't know if you heard that or not, but he's starting to talk in there now. Okay, so we're going to go down here. We're going to go this way. Across here, and we're going to go this way. Here, and then we'll go through here. Alright, once we deliver this, we're just going to jump into the Tega and immediately start doing the seismic vibrator stuff, which I kind of need my computer for that, because I hate trying to find those on my own. I'll just use MapRunner for the locations. See, like, if I was going this fast with a hitch trailer, it would 100% jackknife on me. It happens so much. On this road especially, because I'm trying to just, you know, drive as fast as possible. It happens more often to me when I'm using a controller too. Which is funny, because like, when I play this game now without the wheel, it feels so weird to me. And like, I feel like I can't control the truck. And I do have the steering settings at the steering wheel even when using a controller, so it does auto center the wheels for me. I don't have to like center them back. I know that's a common problem for a lot of people with this game. If you don't know that, definitely change that setting. I'll show you here in a second. If you don't know, change this setting right here, the steering mode setting, to steering wheel. If it's on controller, it won't auto center your wheels, but if it's on steering wheel, it will auto center your wheels. And it says here, intended for use with the steering wheel, will cause automatic wheel centering if this mode is used with the controller. So I don't really understand why that exists, because if you have that set to controller when you're using a steering wheel, it makes absolutely no difference, at least from my experience. So I don't really know, and the steering wheel does not auto center, at least mine doesn't. But I also have my settings kind of dialed in how I like it, so I prefer how mine is. And I don't mind turning the wheel back anyway, because that's kind of normal. You do that when you're driving in real life. I don't know of any car that, well, I mean, it will auto center back, but like, you're not just gonna let go of the wheel and let it center, like, you know what I mean? It doesn't, it's stupid. When you turn in a car, you turn the wheel back to straight. So like I understand you can let it like run through your fingers and it typically turns back straight, but for the most part, you do have to kind of guide it back straight, at least perfectly straight. So like, I don't really understand why people want their wheel to auto center back. I get in some games why it's necessary, like a racing game or something, it's nice to have it do that, but this isn't really a racing game, and I don't know, I feel like the force feedback can be intense enough, so you don't need it to be auto-centering your wheel back, but that's just my opinion, so your mileage may vary, I don't know. Stay in low plus. Oh, I think he got out of his bed. Yeah, he definitely did. So I may have to cut here once I deliver this, and I promise I'll finish off what I said, the seismic vibrator, in this episode. And whether I use my wheel or not for it, I don't know, because I may do it later tonight. And dragging my wheel up for 15 minutes probably isn't going to be worth it. Unless maybe I just do it and then we do some prep for the water stuff. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see how I feel. But either way, the seismic vibrator thing will be in this episode. But we may just have to take a little bit of a break, and I will finish that later. But you won't notice anything. It'll just continue right on. And yeah, you won't have to wait for it, essentially. It will still be in this episode. But I think that's probably the best bet, because I'm already taking a chance with him being awake and, you know, being relatively quiet. So having to risk doing the seismic vibrator thing is just it's a little too much, and I think I got a decent amount done here, and I can just finish it off later and just splice the two clips together for the same video. Stalled the truck out for some random reason, sure. Alright. I freaking hate how it always does this. It always turns this off. And I can't open the map with the wheel. Okay, so Ontario administration is complete. The mining is complete. All we have left is fire department. So we need to do this. So that's what we're going to do next. And that will unlock these two. Pretty sure. So, but like I said, I'm going to end this clip here. And I will pick right back up in just a second for you in the Tega doing the seismic vibrators. But it's going to be a separate recording session. And yeah, you won't really notice a difference though. So I'll see you in a second. Alright, so we're back. It's only been like a second for you, but it's been quite a few hours for me. We're in the Tega with the seismic vibrator. We're going to go finish off this. I am just using my controller. I just don't feel like dragging the wheel up for this. This is going to take probably less than 10 minutes. And then that's all I'm going to record for tonight, so there's just no reason for me to drag the wheel up. But we'll get this done real quick. I do have MapRunner open, and I also just found out that the SnowRunner maps are now on MapRunner. I don't know when they were added, but I'm going to add the link to... it'll be in the description of this video at least, and then all other SnowRunner videos after. But if you're on the MapRunner page, if you go to resources and external links, there's a 3D maps, and then in parentheses SnowRunner. You can get to it from that way through the MapRunner website, or you can click the link in the description below. It'll be just below the MapRunner link, but definitely check it out because it's really, really nice. And just keep in mind you have to have a pretty good computer because it's pretty heavy on the graphics. Like my 2011 MacBook Pro cannot handle it at all. Like I can't use it on my computer. My phone is fine. I have an iPhone 13 Pro that can handle it fine. So if you have a decent newer phone, you'll probably be okay. Or if you just have a computer that's not, 12 years old with an integrated GPU, you'll probably be okay as well. I do hope to buy a new computer soon. I really do need to get a new laptop. Like mine is just very old. M3 MacBooks just came out, so I might be able to get an M1 or an M2 MacBook refurbished for a good price. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. I'd like to get an M2. I could get an M1 Air for like $700, which isn't bad. But I really want a Pro. Every MacBook I've ever owned has been a MacBook Pro. I'm just not a big fan of... I like the Air because of how thin and light it is, but I'm not a fan of it not having a fan. Like the MacBook Air does not have a fan in it at all. And I don't like that. It just basically is like an iPad with a keyboard. A non-touchscreen iPad with an attached keyboard is basically all an Air is, and I don't know. It just weirds me out. I just don't like it. So hopefully M2 MacBook Pros drop down below 1,000, and that one I'd feel a little better about that. So we'll see. But these are all relatively close here, so I have MapRunner open, as I said, because I hate trying to find these spots on my own, so I just use MapRunner for them. They're all around this burned area, though. And I know I could get a much cheaper Windows-based laptop that would be powerful enough and new enough. But I'll be honest with you, I just don't like Windows. I'm sorry. Now, if I were to build a PC, obviously I'd build a Windows PC. But that would be like a desktop, so that's different. For a desktop, sure, 100%, I would build a Windows computer. But for a laptop, I don't want anything other than a MacBook. Straight up. It's just how I feel about it, and I don't know. Someone might agree with me. I'm not a big computer gamer anyway, so I don't need it to run games. Maybe RuneScape every once in a while. Maybe Minecraft. But I haven't even played Minecraft in forever, so... Alright, I'm kind of stuck here, so we're just gonna do it, and hopefully I can winch myself backwards out of here. Alright, and then the final one is in here somewhere. I need to clear these because that one wasn't going to show up. Okay. So yeah, see, this is going to be real quick and we're going to be done, which is fine because the recording that I did earlier when I was delivering all those logs was 45 minutes, so I really only have 15 minutes viable. I mean, I could probably cut some of the driving of the logs, but I don't think I'm going to, because this is, you know, we're only 5 minutes into this recording, and I'm almost done, so it should be fine. But I hope you're not too bothered by this last couple minutes being just a controller. It just didn't see the point lugging my wheel all the way upstairs again for the second time today to set it up for 5 minutes. It just felt like a really dumb idea, so we're just gonna use the controller, get this done, and hopefully our final episode will be the next episode, and I'll use the wheel and we'll get it all done. But it's gonna be a lot of water, so I gotta set up a whole bunch of trucks and stage them all and get them all over here to deliver a ton of water, so. Alright, there we go. Okay, so just to make sure, no, we are still locked at this one, but I think once we do these two, that will be fine. But we do still need some packaged sand as well, so I'm gonna need a truck. See, this isn't gonna be as bad because we need, what, one packaged sand? I'm just trying to figure this out. No, we need 2 packaged sand for each one. Okay, so there's 2 packaged sand there. And there's 4 there. Okay, so... And then these water towers have the water. Yeah. And there's a water tower. There's 2 water towers here, right? Yeah, there's one right here. Okay. So I think we can just do this one truck. That shouldn't be too bad. It won't be too hard to get around here because it's pretty easy. I don't think there's any packaged sand on this map. Yeah, I have to get the packaged sand from there, so that's fine. So let's go to my garage real quick. I'm just gonna do a couple things here, and we're gonna end the episode. But I just wanna try to prep so that I have things ready to go. Okay, so let's see where's the water tank? Can this not carry a water tank? I swear it can. What? Okay. I know this can. Yeah, that's really weird. Okay, so this holds how much? It's in liters. I don't know if this is enough. Like, see, that holds that. That holds 529. And we need 582. I don't know how much this tank holds. Where's my... Is that in my garage? Yes. How much water does this hold? Fire tank. It doesn't say. Yeah, this holds more, so I think we're gonna use this. And I need a trailer. So give me that. Alright, so here's what we're gonna use for this first task. I'm just gonna pull it out here. I'll prep everything while I'm not recording. But I just want to, so that'll be for this. So we can get this all done. And then this, we're gonna need some other truck set up to carry a whole bunch of water. And then the factory needs a whole bunch of water. So, yeah. I don't know how much setup. We definitely need to use this because this should be enough to put, or to use at each spot in one trip. And then I can put the sand on here as well. And I'll be able to pick up all this, or all the sand from the one warehouse on the second trip. So I won't have to go back to that warehouse. So, yeah. So that'll work. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know the ending didn't have my wheel, but hopefully that's okay. Leave a like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Have a good one.